Hello, everyone. Nice to be with you again. And let's start this week with this picture, which shows us a few things. I noticed that on both Thursday and Friday, there appeared to be a bit of a market sentiment shift, and the Aussie and the Canadian dollar in particular were weak against the risk off currencies, which of course were the Swissy and the yen in particular. So the Aussie against the Swissy first up. We'll go to there, and you can see that game changer bar on the weekly chart, which is, of course, something that we do pay attention to. I think I prefer the Aussie yen over this one, and the reason is there may well be a little bit of upside left in this before it does hit a resistance level, bit of a confluence area there through that level at the trend line. So I think I'll be waiting for that one and may prefer Aussie yen, and I'll go through that one in a bit. But again, game changer bar on that. So a risk off currency versus a risk on currency is showing us perhaps the way that we need to be thinking this week from a technical perspective, and maybe even from a fundamental perspective. The Canadian dollar was also very, very similar. And this one's interesting, and I'd certainly be looking at this one as well. We've got a big game changer bar there, bearish engulfing bar at a resistance level. I think a lower high in anywhere in here makes sense to me as a short. It's tough to be thinking that without that market sentiment shift, because the CAD, for all intents and purposes, in my mind, is one of the strongest currencies going around the place at the moment. CAD yen doesn't escape this potential market sentiment shift, and also a game changer bar sitting there. Very, very tough to be trading this short, I'd have to say, and you'd want definite confirmation of that potential reversal bar with a lower high, and I'd certainly be advocating that to be the case. The euro didn't escape either. It against the Swissy here. Big game change bar there to the downside, as it was against the yen. Sorry, there we are. Little game changer bar, almost at the resistance area. So interesting. Again, maybe looking for a lower high there later in the week, or maybe Tuesday, Wednesday even. And the pound was the same against the Swissy and the yen. It didn't escape either. The big bearish engulfing bar there, and of course, a game changer bar, and against the yen, similar thing, but again, very, very tough to be going short against that big momentum and big push through the highs of about 156 there last week, the week before last as well. The two I am going to concentrate on are Aussie yen. So I'll go back to Aussie yen and have a look at why that would be my choice if I am going to trade this. Now, I think it's tough to be ignoring the, I guess, groundswell of murmur that suggests that the Aussie is going to rally over time, and I get that. But I also get the technical perspective, which is why I'm here, which to me is that the Aussie yen is very, very near a resistance level. There's a whole lot of confluence going on here as well. So I do believe we're at an inflection point where we're going to see this go to this level here. Which is quite some time in the distance. I'm on a monthly chart here. So this could, go anywhere in the meantime. And shorter term, I do see a strong resistance area here. There is a horizontal level running through here as well. And of course, we're underneath that trade line of mine. So I'd be expecting a little bit of a bounce here at the very least. The weekly chart is showing that more graphically. And of course, as I pointed out earlier, we do have a game changer bar there as well. And everything seems to be under resistance at the moment. So I am thinking downside. Where that leads us in terms of the next particular level is probably questionable. It could be here, probably there, in my humble opinion. So around about the 82 mark, you've got a couple of 100 or 250 odd pips before you reach that level. It certainly won't upset the recent cyclicity, which is upward. So that does go into what I suggested before, that maybe we do fiddle around in here for a fair bit, come back to that level maybe, and then push on towards this area up here. That would make sense to me. So as far as trading it this week is concerned, well, it's pretty simple for me. I do have that bearish engulfing bar there. I'll be looking for a lower high in this vicinity, maybe as a retest of that bigger picture trend line, which is coming off a monthly chart. So that's precisely what I'll be looking for on Aussie yen early. Well, not even any time this week will do. If we do get that that lower high sitting in there, that's a 4-hour chart that I'm looking at, suggesting that perhaps we are going lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high in here. Makes sense to me. The other one I'm looking at is euro pound, and I won't work backwards. I'll go back to the monthly chart here and show you exactly why I think what I think. I'm not necessarily committed to a direction here at the moment, but I don't need to be. I'm hoping that the candles will tell me exactly what's about to happen next. And on this monthly chart, that would appear to me to be long euro pound, but it's not that clear cut, because if I go to the weekly chart, I see that we have broken through the bottom of that range and now retesting it. But not only the bottom of that range, there's also a horizontal level. Of course, it's the same level, around about the 84.50 mark, but also this descending channel that has been clearly false broken, or in my humble opinion, clearly false broken. So we've broken it. We've consolidated for the longest time, like 2, 4, 6, 8 weeks outside of that. Now we came back inside it, breaking the horizontal level at the same time, and then retesting. Haven't quite retested the top of the channel, but if this is to regain this downward momentum of the previous 3 weeks, prior to last week, that is, then perhaps this little ABC scenario will play out and we'll get priced back down to that level there. As I said, I'm not committed to any direction at the moment. Either one would do, but we're in most definitely at an inflection point, in my humble opinion. If we go down the time frames, the daily chart suggesting that we're in a box range, and the 4-hour chart points that out beautifully. So here's your inflection point. Again, similar to what I described on Aussie versus the yen, it's either break, retest, go long, or it's look for a lower high now and go short. So pretty clear cut as to what I need to look for on both Aussie yen and euro pound, and I'll be looking for those as of tomorrow. I'll probably be looking for trading them on Tuesday if I get what I've actually asked for. So for this week, those two are my 2 cents worth. Have a good one.